Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. It's time for Hearts of Iron 3, their finest hour. I'm your host, Kelvin. So, despite the fact that I said that the Romania game would be my last, I lied. Mostly because I didn't expect the amazing reception it got. Like, holy crap, so many people watched that. And so many people give it their likes and everything. It's inspired me to just go, let's go. Yeah, let's play some more Hearts of Iron. And I think I will. We're going to be doing a different game, though. Well, we'll still be single player because I'm probably the only person in the world who actually plays this game. But we'll see. So, we're going to be doing something much different. Last time we were in Romania and we played mainly in the European, a bit in the North African theater. And this time around, we're going to be going out to the Far East. We're actually going to play as Nationalist China. Nationalist China is different. Much different to what we did before, so it'll be practically an entirely different game. And we're actually going to do a custom game. And the reason for that is, the Marco Polo Bridge incident happens mid-1937, and makes us go to war with Japan. We are pretty much the first participants in the Second World War. And that's very important. You know, it means we don't have much wind-up time. We don't have much time to actually get shit done. And that means we're going to be using custom game to make up for lost time, per se. I mean, when we played as Romania, we had 5-ish years until we really got involved in the war. More than even. And this is going to be a lot of early game fighting, so we're going to need to do this. Now, this is the diplomacy screen. I just did the set of force of habit. This is basically, you come here and you're given 1,000 diplomacy points. You can use it to either align to a faction. You can see the little flag moving around there. Woo. Move it out to the Comintern so it's very obvious. Now we're here. But mostly, anyone with any number of brain cells will just simply do this and move on. This lowers your neutrality, puts us down to 51%, which is very important. Next up, we've got technologies. At this point, we can actually just clear all tech. And we're going to make use of this. We are not going to be able to mechanize this game. Mechanizing this game is actually a terrible idea. Yeah, I'm going to need to use anti-tank weapons. I want to command troops this time, so I can't do a human wave of China as much as I want to be able to. We're actually going to have to use infantry. I guess I'll need anti-tank weapons level 1 for mountain. But no more than that. Alright. Alright. The reason I don't really want to increase anti-tank weaponry is because no one's going to use tanks. I mean, if somebody actually used tanks, they'd sooner be more likely to fall off a cliff when they shoot than actually do anything useful. The terrain penalties for tanks in the mountains and the jungles of China are so massive that I don't have to worry about it. I really don't. There's just no reason for Japan or anybody else to build tanks. I don't even think Japan researches tanks. So, I'm not going to research tanks. They aren't going to research tanks. Nobody's researching tanks. Now, I'm going to do something very interesting here for most people. Most people will go, huh? What the hell are you doing and why are you doing it? We don't research this up to 36, but we're not going to research industrial production. We're going to have to research that manually in the game. And there is reason for this, I promise. It will make sense. But we first have to spend the rest of our tech points before we can get into the game. We're going to do this. Whoops. No, one too many. We'll need that as well. And get our doctrines up to date. We'll need special forces as well. Integrated support 2. Our mountain brigades and everyone are all up to date. And actually in pretty good shape. Oh shoot, forgot this. And fine. Good enough. Throw that there. Actually, no, wait. I want that probably to be industrial production. About as researched as I can possibly get it. That way it'll be done as quickly as possible. We can't have it at the start of the game, though. We cannot. And there's a reason for it, and trust me, it'll make sense. Now, we're going to need to think later in the game as well, so I'm going to want light and heavy cruisers. There's a specific combination of ships called light and heavy cruiser. It generally is called the militia of the sea tactic. And it tends to work out pretty well. The reason you use it I'll go into later. I kind of prepped to use it, but then never did because I never really needed to do any form of naval warfare. But one of our goals this series is going to be beating America at sea, something Japan can't do. Or, well, it can, and just failed to do miserably historically. So, we're going to have to do that. I mean, it's not an easy task. They have carriers out of the gate and 600 IC. Not easy. We'll definitely need that. That, and that. Yeah, can't get any of this stuff yet. Otherwise, I think we're... you know what? I'm going to grab steel, rare, and coal productions. Good. That should do it. Just to even it off with radio. The remaining stuff will be put in espionage. Done. Okay. Confirm and continue. Now we get to, well, customize our army. So, we can see scattered throughout here various things. First things first, we're actually just going to blow up our land army completely. Boom! Now, there's no real reason... The reason that didn't give us all of our points back is because we have a couple of ships. 11 ships, heaven forbid. Mostly just cruisers, too. Boom. And then the last here is the planes. 2 whole planes, guys. 2 whole planes. Not cheap, eh? And then we'll destroy the convoys. There. So now we have a blank slate with which to build our army from. Now, we're China, so everything more or less demands that we use a lot of infantry. We're probably going to need a lot of mountain infantry as well. Oops. So let me save this up here. Gonna want that. Okay. And there are reasons for it, because there's a lot of mountainy terrain in China. You'll actually see me use it for the first time ever. Alright, so, but first, we're going to need... I think probably about 40 of these. At the very least. Then, probably... about 10 of those. What do we got left? 7,000? Okay. How many more of these can we pull out? Throw an extra 5. It leaves us with 2,000. Actually, shouldn't do that. We'll need some spares later. We'll toss these away. There. And the reason for that is we will need garrisons, actually. Okay, probably not that many, though. We'll start with 10 garrisons. And we'll place what we have and see what where we are and things. So first things first, we need to set up our border here. We're going to need 20 divisions to cover this completely. We'll have 1 corps per province. Now, this is a bit over the stacking limit, but that's okay. Again, we're China, and I mean, despite all this stuff, I still have 500 IC in reserve. I'm going to be gaining a ridiculous amount. Monthly gain is 10, and that's just now, when I have all the worst laws enacted. I mean, you know, we change that around, we're going to be getting like 25 a month at the very least. Just to start things off, and that's before we even remotely get close to unification. Alright, and we're going to throw these guys over here. They probably won't be used to kill Shanghai. They might. Probably not. Shanghai's too valuable of an ally in the early game. And we're just going to put these there. They're actually going to be used to reinforce Shanghai for when they come. Did I just build a bunch of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35? I didn't build any mountains, did I? Alright. I'm gonna cock that up. I was supposed to build some mountains. Because I'll get to that in a moment with the simplified terrain map mode. As to why we'll be doing that. These are supposed to be mountains. Yeah. Okay. Burn them. I think that we should probably have enough to make a mountain. Hopefully. Nope. Okay. I'm gonna have to rethink this. I mean, garrisons we can produce later, I guess. We'll see. Burn the garrisons for the moment. Is it still not enough? Damn, alright. Okay. There we go. Alright. So I want about 10 mountains because, well, I'll show you here. The simplified terrain map mode will tell you what is what. This gray stuff that you see here, mountain. The green stuff, jungle. While I'm using infantry in the north where you find lots of plains and some forests and hills, not really too much mountain. Whereas in the south, when I want to fight the cliques, I'm going to want to, you know, have a decent number of mountain soldiers, I think. At the very least. Alright. This isn't quite enough. I need one more. Oh, man. Fine. They're expensive, though. Now, how many garrisons can I get? Good enough. Alright. So the garrisons are just going to be for our ports. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Guess we have an extra one. Perfect. I think this was 454 spare, which I guess, there you go, 22 convoys. Alright. So, now we got that. Good. I think that sets us up more or less. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're done. Alright. Good. We're just going to hit the checkmark button, and this will bring us into the actual game itself. So now you get to see why I didn't want any tech at the start. We are very close to 30 IC. We have exactly 28 right now. In order to prepare for war, you need to have less than 30. If I had taken any industrial production techs at all, it would have resulted in me not being able to use the prepare for war decision and making declarations of war on the cliques a lot harder. Again, we're going to throw everything we got in espionage for the moment. Apparently, we also need to throw into whatever. Get as much here, and try and clean out any spies in the area first. Right now, we have some neutrality, but that's going to go down pretty quick. And we'll be at 0 in no time. I don't even have to use no neutrality for this. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want a core. Isn't a real good spot for it, but oh well. 4, again, I want a core. There we go. Alright. U5. Core. U5. Core. U5. Core. U5. Core. U5. Core. U5. Core up. And finally, okay, all cores. Got it. Okay, there we are. More or less got all the cores set up. We're just going to do core level stuff for now. 3, 4, 5 core. Put you there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 core. We'll put you here for now, and you get your own core because you're special. That gives us 12 cores off the bat. Not terrible. All right. What do we have? We need all that. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's not too surprising. Alright. Let's let things roll off for the moment here. AI control. No, wait, did I just put... Oops. Wrong one. I knew something was wrong when I read, hell, sure, I'm not going to need the fuel. And when I read AI control instead of prioritize something. Alright. We still have a little more work to do setting up the command structure, but that's okay. The first things first, though, we need to get to a war economy. Hey, that gives us a little more wiggle room on our IC. There we are. We're still in prepare for war. Excellent. We're guaranteeing Shanghai's independence, which is fine. Minimal training. I really wish we could change to specialist training first. At the same time, then again, we at least have enough troops this way. Even though they pretty much, you know, have no XP. Which sucks, but... Oh, well. We'll get a lot of XP really quickly fighting the Japanese. No, I have no interest in any of that, thanks. Now, for the most part, right now, actually going to be, wow, 18 months. Yeah, the first is always the slowest. Industrializing can be hard. Whatever we have to spare is going to be put into that. Alright, raise national unity now that we've more or less have a little bit left over in counter-espionage just to make sure. So you can carry that. And now, I want officers. Lots of officers. There we are. Get our 1-year draft going. And... for now, actually, that's probably best. Alright. So we have a pile of cores here to deal with. There we are. The first army. We'll move back here. Covers a lot of dudes. Alright. You two will also get an army as well. Good. You two will also get an army. We'll be there. You two will also get an army, who will be here. Alright. There we go. We now have some army level stuff going on. Get to work everything and everybody. Jump, jump. Now we need to try and get some IC going, because we actually don't have all that much. There is a fair bit of resources we have untapped right now, in the form of the clicks. So, we need to get a hold of those. Alright. 4th Army, 3rd Army, 2nd Army, 1st Army. I should probably make sure that I select that one first. Create an army group. We now have the 1st Army group, which we'll base there. The trains run on time. Yeah, at least you got that going for you. Alright. So, with that, we actually have a decent setup here with now the Beiping HQ. Perfect. Well, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. Can I really continue this much teching? Like, I'm just looking at that and going, wow. That's terrifying. I mean, our neutrality is dropping really quickly. I need to consider something else. I mean, we need industrial production, but I think we can drop everything else, technically. Like, so long as we're getting industrial production, I guess it really doesn't matter. In the meantime, pump officers, because we actually don't produce that many. We actually produce very few officers because we only have the 1-year draft going. Okay, can we get 3-year draft? Good. This shouldn't take too long. There. Sure. Anything to cover our stuff at this point. There we are. And hey, you know, now we gain 26 manpower a month. Good. And our army is more or less set up and ready to go at any time as our neutrality continues to fall. And our officer ratio climbs. Depending on how this all goes, might have to use the element of supplies to make sure we can actually win the first war. Because right now our organization is shit. Like, it just goes up every day. Okay, the UK wants us to join a faction. Italy's enforced puppet on Ethiopia. Interesting. Alright, we're down to 29% and falling. Alright. Okay, this is actually good. We're pretty much set up. Alright. Don't mind if I do, thank you. Which gets us a militia group and another militia group, which will cover our ports here. So some southern ports that'll be vulnerable, but hopefully it won't matter too much. They're never going to become visible to us. Game. It's ours now. It'll realize it eventually. Yeah, sure. I'm just going to automate trade. Because I usually do. It'll give me the resources I need. So desperately. Good. Consumer good needs is going down. Alright. From here on out, we are going to want specialist training, though. Okay, and... we'll try it. We'll see how much it goes and where this ends up. Okay, yeah, you get a little more out of it that way. Ooh. No, you just lose most of it. I'm undersupplying and still managing it somehow. How? I don't know. Oh well. 21% and falling. Excellent. Good, good, good. This still doesn't realize that we own this province. We have these militia as well. Get there. They have decided the Popular Front. Alright. Yeah, I suppose the real advantage is that this will build quicker now. This might actually be done before the bridge incident, which will be helpful. Alright. Otherwise, though, we're pretty much prepared for now. Which makes it a bit of a great time to end today's episode here. So without further ado, thank you everybody for watching. As always, this has been your lovely host, Galvin, signing off.